Hi guys, it's Kasha. Welcome to my channel and to my wonderland. It is a coffee time and today I am actually finally doing my first booktube video. So I am new to the booktube community, but I am not new to YouTube. I do have another channel that I started a couple of years ago to share my passion for nerdy stuff, because I do not like to hoard only books. I also hoard Funko Pops, collectibles, comics, DVDs, you name it, I hoard it. So I have been watching booktube for a couple of years now, and my book collection has been growing thanks to all of those great videos that I've watched and all those awesome book hauls and all of that. So I said to myself, listen, you love books, you love talking about books, you love reading books, you love the smell of books, you love hoarding books. So why don't you go ahead and open your own booktube channel so that you can connect even more with this community. And this is where we are right now. So basically I love to do all my videos with coffee because I may have a slight coffee addiction. Alright, so without further ado, let's start with the 10 questions of the newbie tag. Well, basically I think I already answered this question on my intro. I love books. I've always loved books, and I've always been kind of like a bookworm, and I've always been a little bit awkward when I am in social situations, so books have always been something I would go to. Like if I would be in university, most of my time was spent at the library because it was quiet and I was there alone with my books. So I love books. I love to see other people doing booktube videos. I love to watch all types of booktube videos. I'm obsessed with it. And I thought if I start a channel, then I would be able to even connect more with the booktube community. Basically, I am just gonna try to be as much of myself as I can be, because sometimes, you know, when you are in front of a camera, you can really be truly 100% yourself. So at least for me, maybe for some people are like, what, when the camera like goes on, then I get super quiet. It is not like that with me. Like, I full on embrace all my weirdness, all my awkwardness, and I embarrass myself, but I've promised I'm gonna keep being myself, and I hopefully can bring something fun that you enjoy when you watch my videos. I'm definitely gonna try to bring things from, you know, my other aspects of my life into booktube to combine it with books. As for myself, I've always really loved horror and the paranormal and creatures, you know, ghosts, vampires, werewolves. I've always been a lot into that. I've always enjoyed my horror. I love horror movies. So maybe I can bring a little bit more of this horror kind of genre into my channel. I'm really excited that I will finally be able to share with a lot of people the things that I hold, the things that I've read, and I will be able to talk with them about it, you know, and exchange ideas and opinions and feelings, because right now I do have a Goodreads account, but I don't follow too many people and not too many people follow me, so it's hard to, you know, exchange opinions and feelings about books. So I'm hoping that with this channel I am going to be able to talk more about books with other people that have the same passion that I do. Another thing is, I'm hoping with this channel I'm going to push myself to read a little bit more. And to be honest with you, it is very intimidating when I see people doing bookathons. That looks very intense, and I'm actually scared of doing one of those, but I really want to on the other side to see how much I am able to read in 24 hours. I've always been kind of like a weird kid, or at least I've been labeled like being weird. That doesn't mean that I was. So without making this very long, the short story is I don't have siblings, and I've always been a little bit complicated when it comes to make friends, especially when I was a kid, and so I had a lot of time to read and be by myself, and thankfully my parents and a couple of my aunts and uncles used to give me books for Christmas and my birthday, and I discovered this love for books, and I've always loved to be able to live somebody else's life, because we only get one life, so you can only live one life, but when you're reading, you get to experience so many things and live so many different lives and see things that you've never would be able to see. Also, reading is awesome. You can carry a book everywhere you go, and whenever you're waiting for a bus, whenever you're waiting, I don't know, for a doctor's appointment, whatever you're doing, you can always read and you don't feel like you're just losing most of your day. So I am originally from Spain, so it means most of the books that I read when I was growing up were in Spanish. And there is this Spanish publisher that they used to do a lot of different books for middle grade readers. And I used to get a lot of those from my family for Christmas and for my birthday and things like that. And here comes the fun slash disturbing part. Basically, after middle grade, the next thing I remember is reading adult books. The young adult phase didn't happen for me, so I went straight to reading like adult books from all kinds, and especially I really started loving Stephen King. That is where my love from horror started, and I started reading Stephen King books. So after Stephen King, I discovered Harry Potter, and that changed my life because I have enjoyed reading Harry Potter so much. Like, I was obsessed with it. Still am, not gonna lie, still am obsessed with Harry Potter. And then the last couple of years watching so much Booktube, I have been catching up with all of the YA that I have not been reading and that I don't know how I was able to live without it. So I have been buying a lot of YA books, and I have been trying to catch up a little bit with all of the awesome series that are out there, and I'm really enjoying this new YA phase that I did not get when I was a teenager. So of course I follow all of the big booktubers like Jessie and Hannah and Tasha and Sasha and all of these people, and one of the people that I really enjoy watching her videos is Kate from Kate-tastic, and I also love to watch Zoe by Read by Zoe. I just really like their personalities and the way that they talk. I don't know, it's kind of like I just really enjoy watching them talking about books. And if I had to ask a question, I guess that would be for Kate-tastic, and that would be, what was the first book that you read that made you really scared? Like, what is the first really scary book that you remember reading? I think the hardest is going to be really to be able to upload things consistently, because I do have a very busy life, but I am willing to give this a try and really try to make it work. Another challenge might be that I might lose it a little bit when it comes to purchasing books, even though I do not believe that you need to buy and own thousands and thousands of books to have a booktube channel. Doesn't matter how many you have or how many you can afford, you can still make a booktube channel to share your love for books. I have been reading basically since I can read. I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to read books to me when I was going to bed and things like that. From the moment I could read, I actually asked my parents for a library card, and the good thing is I live in a small town, or used to live in a small town. I don't live in Spain anymore, and in that small town I was super lucky because the only library was literally around the corner of my apartment. So it was easy for me to get access to books, and as soon as I started reading, I asked my parents for a card to go to the library, and I even got to meet the woman that was kind of like the boss of the library. She used to give me books like for a longer period of times. She used to recommend me books. So I ended up, you know, growing up in that library and making friends with the woman running it, and I would go into her office and we would talk about books. So yeah, I've always been a weirdo, definitely. I always used to read on my bed, always, before I went to sleep. Whenever I go, I always have a book with me, so I mostly read everywhere, all over the place. Since I'm getting older, I figured out that reading in bed makes me really tired, and basically I just fall asleep, which is really good when you are not able to sleep, because you grab a book and 10 minutes later, boom, you're asleep. So now what I do is I try to read like on my couch, and if I get tired, then I go grab some water or grab something, and then I come back. And sometimes I do read on my bathtub because it helps me also to relax and focus on the book. Luckily, I do not fall asleep on my bathtub. That would not end up well for the book. So mostly I read all over the place, and I just change position or location when I get a little bit tired. So, like I said, I really love horror. So anything that has to do with horror, I really love. I love Stephen King, obviously. I've always loved fantasy and fantasy worlds and all of that, and I've always had a love for science fiction. But I'm also lately trying to read a little bit more of different things and genres. I'm even pushing myself to leave some romantic stories, even though I'm not the type of person that enjoys just basic romantic story books, but I'm trying to read them over summer and things like that, because there are a lot of like fun, easy reads that are about, you know, summer loves and things like that. So I'm really expanding a little bit more when it comes to genres and other type of books, since I have been following a lot of booktubers here in YouTube, and I hope to keep on doing so in the future. Alright you guys, so this was my newbie tag. We made it! And I'm super proud of myself because I have been trying to make this video for like a year, and I always put up excuses like I don't have the time to do it now and edit it, and I want it to be perfect. And listen, if you want to do it, just go ahead and do it. This is my advice for everybody that has been wanting to do a booktube channel and has not done it yet. Just do it, just go for it and enjoy it and join the community. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and you can find my links to my social media as well down below. And I hope to see you guys in the next coffee time. Bye!